So today we are going to learn the next article, as you have already studied the dipole placed on a same axial line. So now we are going to study the electric field on the equatorial line of the electric dipole. Okay, so now let us see what is drawn in the diagram or the figure. Here two charges are there. The charge minus q is placed at position A and plus q is placed at the position B. Okay, and here the point P is placed on the equatorial line of this dipole, and where the dipole is situated, the dipole is situated along A and B. The A and B, both the charges are separated by the distance twice A. So while explaining the diagram or the figure, what are the points which we must keep in our mind? So first point you will keep in your mind that minus q charge is at A and plus q at B. Okay, this is your dipole. Next is this dipole is divided by the equatorial line, which is at distance r from the dipole. So at distance r from dipole, the point P is considered. Okay, so what is the third and the last point that we are going to calculate? That is the electric field. Electric field at a point P due to the presence of the dipole. And why we are calling this as an equatorial line? Because this is an equilateral triangle. Okay, so last point is that manipulate the electric field EA, mod of EA, mod is not considered here, but still EA and EB are electric fields. Electric field at point P. At a point P, which is at distance r from O or dipole. O is most correct while saying that point P is situated at a distance r from O is more correct because O is situated at the middle of the dipole. Okay, so length of the dipole is twice A, where the P is situated. P is situated at the distance r from the O. O is what? O is the mid of the dipole, and so we are calling it as an equatorial line. Why? Because in both the side we have the equal distance, so we are calling it as a equatorial line. So now what we are going to do? Nothing. Dipole concept we have already studied, and we have also studied the dipole placed at the axis. Now same thing is there, but that axis, first we considered the dipole and the axis was along that direction only. Then we calculate and manipulate the electric field. Now our axis is passing through the dipole. Okay, then what will be the electric field equation? We will try to calculate this. So as the distance of A and B has it is equal, so we can indirectly say that the electric field, such as E bar is equals to EA plus EB. If you try to be more correct, then we will take mod of EA and EB. So why we can say that EA and EB have the same magnitude? Because both have the same distance from the dipole. Okay, so now substitute the values for the equation of electric field. What you will get? First we will take mod of EA, that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon EA. EA is along AP, AP square. Okay, then further what will be the equation? Further the equation will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 1 upon r square plus a square. It depends, because yes, we can directly write r square plus a square. Is this correct? Yes. Now similarly we can write for the equation for EB is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon, again it is AP, then it is BP square, and further the equation will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon, again r square plus a square. So if we observe both the equation, that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into q upon r square plus a square and q upon r square plus a square, we come to know that the magnitude of electric field EA and EB are same. So further we will solve. So the knowledge of vector plays an important role while dealing with the classical mechanics and the electromagnetism also. Why? Because here we are going to consider vectors. Okay, which concept we are going to use here? We are going to use the concept of vector resultant. So in order to understand this parallelogram, we will revise one basic concept of the vector, such as if these two vectors are given, okay, and I want to find the resultant of this. So actually there are many methods to calculate the resultant of the given two vectors, but still in this case we directly draw the resultant towards this direction, okay, and the rules are fixed about this. We have the acute angle and obtuse angle. It depends on the angle which is given in the question. So here we are going to find the resultant of the two vectors um, given in the problem, such as PL and PM. Okay, these are the two vectors. So naturally the resultant will be along the diagonal, and as this is the parallelogram, if you observe that both the all the four sides are not equal to 90, and as they are not equal to 90, they are less than that, and so one is obtuse and one is acute angle, we can indirectly say that this is the parallelogram. And as this is the parallelogram, we come to know that the diagonal is along PM. Okay, so we are combining the two concepts over here. First thing, this is the parallelogram. Why we have considered it as a parallelogram? Because the angle and both all the four sides are not equal to 90. First thing, and second thing, these are the two vectors PL and PM are the two vectors, and we are going to find the resultant of these two vectors. This resultant is denoted in this diagram by Pn. Okay, so why? What we are doing? Yes, we are calculating the electric field at a point P and from the distance r from the dipole. While calculating this, as the triangle is equilateral triangle and the point is considered on one of the vertex of the equilateral triangle, uh, we have the two vectors, or we have drawn uh, why these two lines came over here, from where this line came, because we have extended this point B in this direction, okay, and this is also in this direction, but now we are going to consider the resultant of PM. Okay, are you getting the point what we are doing? Yes, we are taking the resultant, and if you have studied the vector chapter, you can easily understand it, but let us consider that if you don't know, then try and use that concept over here, so that you will not have any problem while dealing with this, and still you don't have any problem. Okay, what we did, we have just substituted the value of a electric field and considered the E is equals to EA plus EB. So next we will find, further we will solve such as electric field equation along the parallelogram. So if we consider this parallelogram, what will be the equation, what will be the ratio with respect to that? let us see what is going on here. We have already discussed about the parallelogram. Then while using the law of vector addition, or the using the triangle law of addition of vectors, what do we get? So we get the equation such as the mod of E upon BA is equals to mod of E upon PA. Okay, so AB is the length of what? Yes, we know very well the AB is the length of the dipole. Yes, then it will be, the equation will be mod of E upon AP. What is AP? AP is A is situated towards the left hand side of the equilateral triangle, and P is situated at the vertex, the middle vertex of the equilateral triangle. And similarly here EA must be there. Okay, so mod of EB is equals to BP. Can we say? Yes, we can say, because as the magnitude of EA and EB are equal. So as they are equal, so we can write this in this manner. Okay. So what are the things which we must consider, or those things must be clear while discussing this equatorial line equation or the electric dipole? First thing, that EA and EB have the same magnitude, so we took this equal to sign over here. First thing. Next thing, PL and PM are the two adjacent sides of the parallelogram. As we have drawn the parallelogram, we have already seen that if PL and PM are the two adjacent sides of the parallelogram, and PN was the diagonal. Yes, yes, this concept I have revised here purposely because these terms are used here. Okay, so further substituting the values, what do we get? We get here that a mod of E is equals to mod of EA into AB upon AP. So what is the AB? AB is the length of the dipole. So what will be the length of the dipole? Length of the dipole will be twice A. So this twice A came at the numerator. Okay. And what is AP? A is situated here. P is there. AP square. So the value of AP square was R square plus A square. But as we want the value of only AP, we are taking the under root of R square plus A square. Okay. So we have written here R square plus A square raised to half. Okay. So this equation, from where this equation came, this equation is nothing but the value substituted from the equation number 1, which we have already calculated previously. Okay, what it was? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square plus a square. So did you understand from where these terms came and why we have written this mathematical equation? Now we will solve this further. So after solving further, what do we get? We get the equation such as E is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Why this Q twice A came? Because here we are discussing about the dipole moment. And as we are talking about the dipole moment, R square plus A square is at the denominator. And why do we take 3 by 2 here? So equating the electric dipole moment equation, what do we get? Q into twice A is equals to P. What is this? This is the electric dipole moment equation. The magnitude of the electric dipole moment can be given by. So here, why we have here we have written that Q is into twice A. Okay. Now substituting the value of Q into twice A as P. Why we have written here as a P? Because it is the electric dipole moment, and the equation gets 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught p r square 3 by 2 as it is. And in the form of vector notation, the equation will be E is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, the direction. Yes, now there is slight change, that here our dipole is in this direction, and the line or the axis which we have chosen for calculating the electric field was in opposite direction. Why? Because the dipole was in this direction. Okay, and the point which we have considered, it is along these two direction. Means what? The dipole is along east-west direction, and the point which we have considered is along north to south direction. Okay, so this is the slight difference between the electric field of a dipole along the axial line and electric field of an dipole in the equatorial line. The slight and the basic difference is this, okay, and the rest of the things are same. There is no difference in that. And what is the one more thing which we kept in our mind while calculating the equation was that as we took AP, first we considered as a AP square, and at the denominator it was uh, only AP, just AP, so we took the under root sign over there, okay, and because of that under root, the equation, the fraction is changed from 1 by 2 to 3 by 2, okay. So this was the article of electric field of an equatorial line of an electric dipole, and if you have already listened the previous lecture, then there is no difficulty in this article. So if we take two more articles uh, from this chapter, then this chapter of electric field will get completed. So as we have studied the axial line and the equatorial line equations, so let us solve one problem based on that, okay. Because if the theoretical question will come, you know that a mathematical equation is asked in the question, and if the numerical question is being asked there, so what we have to do in that mathematical equation, we have to substitute the numerical values and solve the equation. So this is the given problem. So let us try what the problem is trying to say us. There are the two charges, that is 25 into 10 to the power minus coulomb, and minus 25 into 10 to the power minus coulomb. Means what? Here one dipole is there. Okay, so this is the dipole. One is positive 25 into 10 to the power minus 9, and another is the negative 10 to the power minus 9. Okay, this is the given. Next, are placed at a 6 meter apart from each other. Means what? The entire distance, means this is the twice a distance, that is 6 meter, means the distance or the value of a will be 3 meter. Okay, then next what they are trying to say, find the electric field at a point 4 meter from the center of the electric dipole. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to take 4 meter from the center of the dipole. If you consider this as A and this as a B, the 4 meter distance from the center of the dipole, we have to calculate the electric field at this point. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we have already studied the axial line and the equatorial line equations. So now we are not going to derive those equations naturally, and we will directly substitute the values. So what were the equations? So let us see here. The equation was for the axial line, the equation was 4 pi epsilon naught twice p r upon r square minus a square the whole square. Yes, this is the equation for the axial, and equatorial line equation we have seen just now. What the equation was? Yes, what was the equation? Yes, the equation was 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, yes, p upon r square plus a square raised to 3 by 2. Is the equation is correct? Yes. Now given is there in front of you, and substitute the values. Now what we are going to calculate? What is the given here? Here plus q and minus q is 25 into 10 to the power minus 9. Okay. The distance of twice a is 6 meter. The distance of r is 4 meter. Okay, and again what is given here? Yeah, yes, these three things are given in the question. So now what you will do, you will substitute the values and you will get the answer. So as we have already seen how to do, but still whether to check the answer is correct or not, I have already solved the problem over here. Okay, you can solve that problem of your own and then you come here to check whether whatever you have solved is correct or not. Okay, so here we have substituted the values of the given question into the equation. Then what we are getting from where this 9 into 10 to the power 9 came, this value is of 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Yes, we know it. Then twice PR. Okay, so twice PR. This 2 is as it is over here, and this 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 came from the value by multiplying 6 into 25 into 10 to the power minus 9. Okay, yes, why? Because the value of R is, yeah, the value of, no, this is the value of A, twice A into one charge. Okay, we have multiplied the twice A into the charge, means the value is of, yeah, electric dipole moment. Okay, so here R square, the value of R is 4 and A is 3, substituted here. Then again here whole square came, and after this numerator value, denominator value, and then again 55.1. As this is the force, so we are writing here as a Newton, and uh, as it is in the form of charges, we are writing here Newton Coulomb inverse. Okay, why this Coulomb inverse came? Because it is Newton. This Coulomb term is at the denominator, and when we take it at the numerator, then naturally it will come Coulomb inverse. Okay, so why we have written Newton here? Because we are calculating the force, and it is in the form of electric field. Okay, so next is equatorial, E at the equatorial. Same values we have substituted here, and the answer is here. Okay, so check after solving. First thing, you will solve it of your own, and for correction you will come here. Don't see this problem part with the continuation of the article. Okay, when the question was given, you will stop the video there, and then you will solve it of your own in your notebook. And in order to check whether I have solved the problem is correct or not, for that purpose you will come here and check whether I have calculated it is right or wrong. Why? Because uh, our teachers always, whenever the maths textbook is there, the answers are given at the back. So we got the habit from our school life that whenever we are solving the exercise of the mathematics, we always turn to the answers and see whether that answer is there. Then even if the answer is not coming near or approximate answer, we still try to bring that answer. And because of that reason, your mathematical skills don't get developed, or they are not getting modified, or your brain don't get modified. Okay, your brain must be trained to solve the mathematical equation. Okay, so without mathematics, physics becomes zero. So don't, if you have the habit, the wrong habit from your school life, try to break that habit at least now. Okay, so please break that bad habit of seeing the answers and solving. Why? If you give those answers away for only 5 to 10 minutes, how much time it is going to take here? Hardly 5 minutes or 10 minutes to solve the equation. But by keeping the answers hidden, you are, for 5 minutes you are giving the examination. So for that 5 minutes you feel that my examination is going on. Okay, so if you feel that my exam is going on, these 5 minutes will get increased 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and slowly we, for the entire year, we will put this habit of examination uh, towards, I think, till 1.5 hours. Okay, if you solve this small examination, or if you solve the problem for 5 minutes, this habit of getting examined will be for 5 minutes, and we have to increase this in 1 year to 90 minutes. Okay, so as we have to achieve this target, you must keep this habit to solve at least 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever time you take, because in examination you have to solve problem 1 minute, the one question in one question in 1 minute. Okay, means what? In 60 seconds you have to solve. For I think for JEE and NEET you need this. Okay, so you must take care of each and every second. Okay, so it depends on you that how you are going to design yourself. This is the responsibility or the job of every teacher to tell what you have to achieve and all those things. Why? Because uh, none if you make mistake, none will scold you. They will scold the teachers. Why? Because your teacher didn't taught you. Okay, so this is the hidden rule of the universe, that if the student does the mistake, the people will not blame the student directly, they will blame the teachers. Okay, so as you people are the future of the nation, you must be completely aware of this. Okay, so uh, I was not trying to give the instruction or the philosophical lecture or any kind of lecture, psychological lecture. Not for that. It is my duty to inform you that what you have to do. Now it depends on you that what you take and what you do. It is your own responsibility now to get your work done. Okay. So thank you for listening the lecture and solving the problem.